Hello and welcome to Under the Silence. My name is Bianca Moeschinger and this is a space where we listen beneath the noise and meet the truth of our experience. Today's episode is called Perceived Limitations, and it speaks to something we all grapple with. The quiet stories we carry about who we think we are, what we believe we know, and who we assume others to be. Let's sit together in the realness without needing to change or fix it, just as we would with a tense or challenging emotion. I want to share with you a recent realization in my own life. How even after decades of guiding others, I found myself withholding presence from the people closest to me, and how naming that truth opened a new door to connection. Let's begin. Perceived limitations. Releasing the roles, receiving the person. I have a perceived idea about myself, how smart I think I am, what I know, and what I believe to be true. Let's call it my perceived level of intelligence. It's not just a passing thought, it's intertwined with my identity and how I measure myself and how I locate myself in the world. And I know I'm not alone in this. We all carry a version of ourselves built from what we've studied, lived through, survived, and felt. Some carry it with conscious reverence, others unconsciously live by it. Because of my commitment to a life of self-realization through years of therapy, teaching, guiding, and writing training programs, I hold myself to a deeply personal standard of awareness. This is my compass, my offering. It's sacred to me. And from that space, I believed I was always listening, always present, especially in my work. With clients, I create deep spaces of receptivity. I listen not just to words, but to breath, silence, tone, and feeling. I reflect, I receive, and I respond with care. But something was missing in my personal life. I started to notice that with my partner and my family, I wasn't listening in the same way. I thought I was, but in truth, I was gently filtering their words through a quiet belief that they might not fully understand where I was coming from, that perhaps their insights wouldn't meet me where I was, that they hadn't traveled the same inner landscapes I had, and so maybe I unconsciously assumed they had less to offer me in those moments. And yet they continually show up with presence, care, and wisdom in their own way. This realization softened something in me. It opened the door to hear them differently. And whether or not that perception was accurate, that's not the real point. The deeper truth was that I had closed the door. I had silently withheld the chance for connection. I had placed a barrier between myself and the ones I love most. And in doing so, I'd missed the real gift. The dialogue, the chemistry, the energy that only emerges when two people truly meet, open, and respond to each other. When I finally named this aloud to my partner, that I had at times perceived him as less conscious. He didn't shut down, he didn't defend, he opened. He softened, he leaned in, and in that moment I saw him not just as the man I thought I knew, but as someone alive with insight and value, someone capable of rising when invited into true connection. It changed something between us, a richer intimacy unfolded. One that had always been possible, but was waiting for me to let go. This has led me to reflect more deeply on discernment. How do we choose what to take in, what to allow to shape us? How do we filter without shutting down? There's a paradox in needing strong internal boundaries while also remaining porous and curious. And it's made me question something else. Do I reserve deep listening only for those I've categorized as worthy of it? Do I assume value based on external markers, training, education, language, or do I let people surprise me? Just because someone hasn't walked your path doesn't mean they're not holding keys to something you can't yet see. Sometimes the most profound insights come from the unexpected, and sometimes love asks us to meet another not with hierarchy, but with humility. The truth is, no matter how conscious we think we are, there is always another layer of awareness, of humility, of connection, waiting to be discovered, not through effort or knowing, but through surrender, through the willingness to release our stories, our superiority, and our certainty, and simply meet what's right in front of us. This is the work, not just the work I teach or guide, but the work I'm still doing in partnership, in family, in life, letting go of my perceived limitations and opening to the immense value that others offer me every day. Because even when I think I know or have gone further or seen more, life continues to surprise me. The wisdom of those I love doesn't need to sound like mine to hold truth. And the next level of intimacy, growth, or understanding is often waiting right there in the person beside me, if only I'm willing to let them in. Thank you for sitting with me in this reflection. These words come not just from thought, but from a lived moment of softening, of seeing more clearly, of choosing connection over assumption. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it, reflect on it, or take it into your own conversations. You can explore more of my work at biancamoeschinger.com or psychosomaticsandemotionalanatomy.com. And if you'd like to support this podcast, you can always buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com, Bianca_Moeschinger, but I'll put the link in the description. Until next time, may we continue to meet each other in the mystery with open hearts and fewer filters. Bye for now.